Welcome to the 2019 Toronto International Film Festival. My name is Michael Lerman. I'm the co-lead on special presentations. And welcome to the world premiere of The Friend. To begin with, I'd like to acknowledge that this event is taking place on the treaty territory of the Mississauga of the Credit First Nations and the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee, the Anishinaabe, and the Huron-Wendat, and we are so thankful to be working in the community today and every day of every year. Yes. I'm also pleased that we're presenting this film in the lovely Princess of Wales Theatre that you're sitting in, which is the Visa screening room at the Princess of Wales Theatre, and we couldn't do that without the generous support of Visa, so can we get a round of applause for them too? They've been amazing. This film is, of course, eligible for the Grolsch People's Choice Award, and you can vote by going to tiff.net/vote and picking out your favorite films there. Hopefully this will be one of them. I have no doubt that it will be. And I'd also quickly like to thank, of course, our partners at Elevation, Endeavor Content, and STX International for putting this together with us. They've been incredible partners year after year. This film hit us like a freight train. It is emotional, and it is very sensitive and nuanced, and it can only come from somebody who has such a keen eye. And so it is with great pleasure that I bring to the stage right now director Gabriela Calpers.
Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Wow. First of all, this is unbelievable to be screening in this majestic venue. I want to thank you all. Cannot believe how many of you braved this weather to be here, so bless you. I do hope you stay after for the Q&A. I will be bringing some creatives up, some cast and so forth up on stage. So please stay for that. Yes, woohoo! And in the meantime, if you could kindly just sit this out, I'd love to address my producer team. Scott Free, please stand up. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to embarrass you. Oh, yeah. Mike Pruss. You were the first one I sat down with. You believed in me from day one. Kevin Walsh, you will things into existence like nobody I've ever met. Ryan Stoll, boots on the ground. Rebecca Fuhrer, you guys are unbelievable. Everything you do, the little, the big, it all makes the movie better. Thank you. And I would love also for Black Bear to stand up. Please, Teddy Schwartzman, Michael Heimler, Ben Stillman. Guys, you guys are unbelievable to work with, unbelievable partners. It's so rare when a financier says that they want the movie to be yours, and they mean it. And you treated my film like it was our film, like it was a living, breathing thing. You acknowledged it as such from day one. And I'm so grateful to have worked with this team. Okay. And with that, guys, I just hope you enjoy the film. Without further ado, The Friend. And I'd love to bring up my actors as well. Dakota, Jason, Marielle, Dane, come join us. Isabella, Jake Owen, holy mackerel. Wonderful. And we've got Brad Inglesby, screenwriter. Come on up, my friend. And last but not least, Matthew Teague.
So I guess I wanted to start with you because you have such a varied career, and a lot of us know you from this incredible documentary called Blackfish. And I was, yeah, and I was curious, what drew you to making this movie?
Really reading Matt's article in 2015, was completely moved by it, and basically the way he discusses grief by discussing the anchor that was with him the entire time, I just found compelling and so moving. And then Michael Press and I were working on another project, and he sent this script along and said, well, what do you think about this? And I was like, oh my gosh, I know this story. So when I pitched it, Matthew Teague knew that I was not full of hot air because I had posted it years and years before. But yeah, love the story.
Yeah. And there's such an incredible intimacy to the performances. And I wanted to ask you guys how much time you spent together, how much time you spent rehearsing, how much was it workshopped? Was there some familiarity between you before you got in front of the camera? Because you can feel it there.
Well, Dakota and I have known each other for a long time, like 7 or 8 years. So we knew each other going in.
15.
I hadn't met anybody else in the cast, but we were in Fairhope, Alabama, which is a pretty small town. So we got to know each other pretty quick, and we spent some time with the girls, and we got to know them and had a really nice time. But yeah, I mean, it felt like the challenge of the movie was how honest are you willing to be when the camera's right up real close to you. You know, it's not driven by big plot movements or anything, so it was just about trying to stay real calm, I think, and do service to Matt's story.
And kind of in that honesty, I was curious how much you guys spent time with Matt and talked to him about certain things, and how much liberties were taken in terms of what you were comfortable with doing and bringing as a performer versus, you know, imitating something that was exactly real life.
Well, I think Matt gave us so much freedom. There was not any requirement. I don't know. There was no, because we are playing real people, that's just completely impossible to get it perfect. So we kind of removed that. We relinquished ourselves from that, and it was really liberating, I think, performance-wise.
And I wanted to ask Matt about the entire experience for you from sorry, Jason, do you want a chance to add to that? I didn't know.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I don't want. I want to say as little as possible during this whole. Sorry, during this whole thing. Yeah.
I wanted to ask Matt about the experience from going through the experience and then going through the experience of having the film made about you, and then also, you know, how are the girls and how is everything now?
Oh, here. Have two.
Thanks. The experience was rewarding, I guess I would say. It wasn't easy, but it was rewarding. It was meaningful. The girls are good. They're strong. I'm going to show them selected parts of the movie, and they're happy.
I want to open it up to the audience. Does anybody have any questions? It's a stunned house. Right here.
Hi, this is actually for both Jason and Dakota. We may have a product. Thank you. I appreciate you making me sound like a baby. To both of you, since this movie was made, have you taken more interest in awareness of how cancer and how it affects the families, the emotional side of it, and how it can really, you know, I don't know if you as both of you as movie actors, are you taking a stance maybe to help more awareness on it since you've done this filming?
So the question was for Jason and Dakota in terms of your awareness on cancer and families, and has it changed you at all?
Well, that's a really great question. The process of making this movie completely changed me. It was probably the greatest experience I've ever had on a set. And in that, I found that the connection that you have with each and every human being in your life is the most important thing you'll ever do. Your worth is not measured by your success or how much you get done or how much you get paid. It's measured on how much you give and receive love and respect. So in that way, I want to treat everyone that I meet, that I come across, that I know, like I have learned from this film, like I've learned from The Friend. So, and I'm fully open to doing more in terms of cancer research and everything, of course, absolutely.
Looking up there. Yep.
I wanted to say this was a stunningly beautiful, brilliant movie, and I sincerely hope you all win the Academy Award. One question, and that is for Dakota Johnson. I think you're all outstanding performers, Jason, amazing. Dakota, my question for you is, as the daughter of Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith, what is the best advice about your career that your parents gave you?
So,
That question took a sharp turn. You went in real strong, and I was hooked. My parents have always told me to just be authentic, and my dad has a movie opening tomorrow night here. And my other dad, Antonio Banderas, has a movie opening tonight. So it's like the Canadian Dad Convention for me. Thanks for that question.
right there.
Yeah, I'm curious. I read the article, 2015, and it was impactful, and I love it. And I came in that and realizing the film was based on that article, so it's a wonderful surprise. I have ovarian cancer, and so I'm very curious about how you decided. I don't think in the film you really mentioned what the type of cancer was ovarian cancer, and I was wondering how you made that choice.
So the question was the choice of whether to mention what type of cancer she had or not in the film.
Gab.
Wait, Brad. Brad, do you want to?
Brad.
I can take it.
You know, I don't really know. I think in the script it may have been mentioned, but we felt like maybe aiming at just a more universal, kind of cancer story as opposed to making it specific and, hoping to make more of a universal, I guess, kind of issue of it as opposed to being specific. I think that's sort of what we aimed at, and hopefully we achieve that in the story here.
I wish you healing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank you. Thanks for coming to see the movie.
Right here.
Hi, just wondering if you guys have a specific moment that you really cherish or love from the making of this film.
So the question is, she's wondering if you had a specific moment that you really cherished or loved from the making of this film.
Isabella has one.
I loved the fountain scene. That was my favorite scene. And Mardi Gras. That was really fun. It was my first Mardi Gras, too.
Not her last, is what she's saying.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I loved acting with Dakota and Casey, but I got to spend a lot of time with Isabella and Violet, and I think that was a really special time for me. Normally, kids are kind of scared of me because I'm so big. But you weren't so scared.
No.
Yeah, so it was really nice.
We laughed a lot.
Yeah.
He's really funny. You probably know that.
Down here.
I wanted to congratulate all of you on a film that was very well put together. I saw the emotions in the audience as I was watching the film, and it really portrayed the light to that, how much support people that are going through cancer, and there's so much more than before. So my question is to Jason.
Yes.
How did you prepare for this role? Like, did you really talk to people or your own in their experiences, because sometimes people are so busy with their lives and they
Yeah.
don't really realize the support that families is going through.
So the question was for Jason, and it was about how you prepare for this role, and did you talk to some people that were going through similar experiences supporting?
Well, I read Matt's article, of course, and I did all the work I would do on a script, you know. But to me, the story, cancer is the thing, but friendship is also the thing. And for me, I'm a bit of an isolator in life. And I started thinking about, especially that scene up in Moab when Dane is really depressed and he gets the phone call, and that phone call might have changed the course of his life and might be the reason that he went to stay with them ultimately. And it just made me think about how rarely I make that phone call to the people in my life just to say, hey, I'm just checking in to say hi. I always get a little embarrassed or something like that, or I don't have the time, or I'm selfish. And so I thought mostly about that, about the nature of friendship. You don't know what you would do in certain situations. Like if someone punched you, would you punch back or something like that? And you also don't really know if you'd be there if somebody needed you. So I guess I thought mostly about that. Like I want to be the person who would be there.
In my case, that I like to be there to help. I've had like 4 people die of cancer just in January, and you find that some others are just going through their own lives and not really realizing. So I'm really happy that this film brought to light that the families need support, and it's important to be there because life's too short. We're not here forever. So again, I applaud you.
Oh.
Academy Award.
Oh. Thanks.
We have time for a couple more. I'm going to go here and then here.
I was just wondering, how is the real friend? How is Dane doing?
So the question was, how is Dane doing?
Dane is deliriously happy. He's recently married to a wonderful girl in New Orleans, and he's still my best friend.
Yeah.
And we have time for one more. I'm going to go here.
Oh, cool.
So the question was, what was the most difficult scene for you?
I have full goosebumps on my whole body. Do you see them?
Yeah, they're all over.
Most of the movie, but most of the movie. I think the scene where Nicole tells the girls what's going on, or really Matt tells the girls what's going on, and a lot of kind of anything with the girls was really pure, just so pure. Yeah.
What about you, kid?
The hardest scene for me?
What's gonna stick with you?
The scene in the school where I'm yelling at Matt because he's late to pick me up. Because in my real life, my dad's not around, and putting myself in Molly's shoes, it was just really hard because I couldn't imagine. I mean, I can't imagine how she felt, but it was just, yeah, it was just really hard.
Yeah. For me, it was, I think that the day when we did the scene where Nicole passed away was a pretty seminal day in my acting experience, and it was hard, and I didn't know what it would be like, and I just felt really lucky to be in the room with those actors, but that really stuck with me, probably will for a long time.
Gabriela, did you want to give us one before we wrap up?
What was my gosh. Yeah, and just, well, first of all, grateful to have been with these Navy SEALs from the beginning. I would also awkwardly like to mention Colin Patton. If you could please stand up. This is my editor.
Oh, wow. Hey, man.
Who should be up here.
Yeah, what a job.
But really for all of you, I mean, this film truly is for Matt and for Molly and Evie and Nicole, but it is also for any of you who have found yourself as caretakers or as subject in some way to this ubiquitous disease. It really is for you, because I know tomorrow's not promised, just like you were saying, and really it's neither fair nor kind, but life is very beautiful. So hopefully that is something you take with you. And yes, hug your loved ones tonight, and tomorrow morning, call a friend you haven't been in touch with for a while.
On that note, I want to thank you all so much for coming and bringing the film to us.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.